Good morning, Muttonistas. I'm on a train. This is not the usual way I introduce videos, but it's a very windy day and I'm on a Cockney Odyssey. And usually I'm coming from Bristol, which is where all the problems were, so I might be running tight for time for today's match day vlog. Anyway, after a string of losses and one draw, City finally got the ball rolling again with a 3-0 win against Nottingham Forest in midweek. Can we keep the momentum going away to Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park today? Well, join me for today's matchday vlog and find out. So, yes, Muttonistas, I am coming in from Bristol, and the trains were all over the place because of Storm Darragh. Managed to get onto a train at 10:30, which should have got me in at noon. Time for a little beer or a glass of wine and a bit of food, which I was going to bring you even though I'm on my dry period. But this train itself is about 40 minutes late. No idea when it's going to get into London, so it might be a case of going straight to the ground, but we'll see. Anyway, on to today's match. Well, we did beat Forest 3-0, much needed routine win, although it wasn't as routine as the score suggested. Some lapses at the back, and we have more problems at the back. Ake and Akanji both out, so I think Pep Guardiola is going to have to go to a back three here. We just don't have the players. What a horrible injury list. Maybe he'll find a workable formation that we can use in the future. And I'm going to call this a draw. I do hope I'm wrong, Muttonistas, but I can't see us performing at the back. I mean, there's nothing in central midfield in front of this back three, so we're on a sticky wicket, or we're batting on a sticky wicket. Anyway, I hope I'm wrong, but the players up front have to step up to the plate today. Well, Muttonistas, an hour late at Paddington. At least the game's not been called off. I'm going to see if I can get something quickly at London Bridge Station or Borough Market. If not, straight to the ground, I'm afraid, and no food segment. Oh well, c'est la vie. Right, Muttonistas, this is pushing the boat out, something very quick at Borough Market, London's famous gourmet market. And interestingly, a lot of Coventry fans here for a kick-off at the same time away at Millwall.
You want the special? You want the same? Nehmen wir so ein Brioche-Ding? Nein, ein Brioche? Nee, ne? Ja, hast du recht.
Wir gehen von dem Wald zu der Karte. Ja, guck.
So there we are, Muttonistas, a salt beef sandwich, paid 12 quid, so a bit over the top as you do in these places. Salt beef, gherkin, sauerkraut, mustard and some other Reuben sauce. I've no idea what that is. I'm going to have to put the camera down because it's impossible to eat all this with one hand. I'll describe it afterwards. So having eaten half of it, it's actually a bit more manageable now. Very tasty as well. Not something I have very often. Understand it's popular in the Jewish community, although I suppose if you put cheese on it makes it sort of non-kosher. Anyway, still, I think stuff that's made to suit religious diets is actually usually quite tasty because they have to make up for the things that they can't have. So they are very creative. And then this. And of course, the beef is a bit salty, but not too salty. That, I think, is part of the trick. Mustard, quite strong. I like that. I wish the bread were a bit more interesting than standard white, though. Could have had it on a bagel as well. Anyway, I better go get on with this, see if I can take a very quick slurp, and then head to the stadium. Now, had I spotted this oyster stall before, I would have actually had oysters, but I just grabbed what I could. But I have managed to procure a beverage, a glass of champagne here. So come on, City. Little bit expensive at $8.50, it has to be said, but it is actually a decent champagne. One I'd not heard of before, but that's usually good with champagnes. The big names come with a premium. Anyway, the team news, well, I'm not sure whether it's 3 at the back or 4 at the back. As predicted, it's going to be Guardiola, Diaz and Walker, because they have to play, and Rico Lewis. Now, I don't know if Lewis is going to play in midfield with a back 3, or whether Walker's going to play at centre-back. When he's done that before, it hasn't been good. So Ortega deservedly keeps his place in goal. Gundogan holding again. Nunes and Savinho, the wide man, not sure about Nunes, and in the middle up front, Bernardo and thankfully Kevin De Bruyne with Erling Haaland up front. I doubt we'll keep a clean sheet, but I doubted that against Forest on Wednesday. Anyway, I'm match fit, Muttonistas. I'm going to head to the stadium and come on, City. Well, not just a cancelled train from London Bridge, appalling turnstile management, a huge queue out there. One turnstile for all the City fans when I got there, absolutely shocking. I missed the Palace goal, no idea what happened, but we need to improve, I guess. Our defence is not looking as tight as it should be. And I have to say the views at this ground, especially in this stand, are absolutely appalling. It really needs ripping up and starting all over again. Well, after missing a much easier chance, we got back into the game. Great cross from Nunes on the left, and a ball that went over to Haaland, out-jumped the defender and guided it to loop it over the keeper into the corner of the net. 1-1. So Muttonistas, a half-time score of 1-1 between Palace and City, and a half that in a way has been typical of City in some recent games, being dispossessed at the back, people not playing the offside trap correctly, being susceptible to being pressed, and when we've broken through the press it's been too slow again. There have been some good attacking moments, but we've slowed it down, and we had a double chance to equalise. Thankfully Haaland did equalise. I think there should have been a first time shot when the ball came off the post. Anyway, I do have reasons to be confident that we can win this game. We've just got to stop the slop. I'm pretty sure we can score again. Just be careful in possession. The most important thing is to find a better vantage point because this is terrible. It's not too bad at the end City were attacking, but the end Palace were attacking. It's awful. That's the end City attacking in the second half, and I want to be able to see it properly. Well, for me, always terrible you conceded a corner. Walker lost his man, and I'm afraid Guardiola was like a statue. 2-1 down. We've got to sort the defending out. It is atrocious. Yeah! I didn't see how Rico got into that position to shoot it. It was too far away with the barrier as an obstacle, but he did put it away nicely. And I have to say, I didn't think Rico Lewis had that shot on him. 2-2. Come on, City. Well, just a bit too much exuberance from young Rico Lewis there. About 7 minutes to play, down to 10 men. Not sure whether we can actually win it from here because we've got to stick somebody else back to help the defence now. Well, that's the second time in a week that a ref has blown up when a side is attacking and somebody's going to go clean through. Couldn't see how clear his chance would have been, but Liverpool benefited from that last week. Anyway, off for the post-match chat. Okay, Muttonistas back at the Arch House in Bermondsey, being a bit naughty on my dry month, but it is a football vlog and I'm taking one for the team here. Anyway, I hope this absolute creamer, or predicted absolute creamer, is going to be better than some of City's defending today. Oh my goodness, this is on form. This is on great form even for the Arch House. It is creamerissimo, this is Muttonistas. Anyway, back to the matter in hand and the football. First of all, both of those stands down the side with the cantilevers and the gantry at Crystal Palace, every single ticket should be described as a restricted view ticket because it is bad, it is terrible. It was like looking for a letterbox or a German pillbox slit, it was terrible. And I'll be amazed if I'm able to actually get great footage from what I took in terms of what you're going to see on the match vlog, but let's hope that's okay. Anyway, more absolutely criminal defending from City today. I don't like making it personal or picking on somebody, and Kyle Walker, again, he just seems to have gone. Guardiola at fault with the corner as well. I didn't catch the first goal. I understand Walker was playing people onside and Lewis didn't know whether he was coming and going. But I don't think Guardiola had any choice today. Those are the only people other than the youth players that were available. So what's he supposed to do? And we have Juventus away coming up in the derby, and we have a suspension for the derby. I mean, where do we go from here? I suppose at the other end, the attacking play was decent, and we were definitely in the ascendancy after we equalised both times. Great header from Haaland, great finish from Rico Lewis. I think it was Bernardo who slipped in a quick ball to him whilst the Palace defenders were asleep. Although, again, from that stand at the other end of the pitch, you can't tell clearly what's going on. I'll have to review the footage. And again, because of the view, I couldn't tell exactly what happened for the sending off, but apparently VAR couldn't intervene. It was a second yellow, and I read the BBC report suggesting it actually might have been a foul the other way round, maybe a penalty, and it was Chaloba who fouled Lewis. So City harshly done by there. And of course that means I think that Lewis won't be available for the derby, so that's another player, yet another player we don't have available. Maybe a Kanji will be back by then. We've got Juventus before that. I'm not fancying that one at all, but I think we just have to limp on, get ourselves through December to the January transfer window so we can get reinforcements in. I know you can't always get the best players then, but we have to do something because this cannot go on. And at least Kevin De Bruyne played a lot of minutes again today. He seems to be back to reasonable form. And the only other thing I saw that I liked on form today is this pint of London Black. And the games are coming thick and fast. I'll be going away to Turin to watch City take on Juventus. Not sure we're going to get anything there. Thankfully, United are playing badly as well, so who knows what will happen in the derby. And after that, I'll be having quite a long break from vlogging football matches. But until then, Muttonistas, I'm going to love you and leave you. Please remember to keep liking, keep sharing, keep subscribing, but most of all, don't forget, you can't beat a bit of mutton.